Hi everyone, this is Milagro from Miracles Are Me Crochet. Today we are going to begin to work on Herrschners Worsted 8 Happy Haunting Afghan. Herrschners has this classified as an intermediate pattern, which I will say is about right, only because one stitch is a stitch that many may not be familiar with. For this Afghan, you're going to also need a 5.5 crochet hook, and you're going to need Herrschners Worsted 8 Herrschners Worsted yarn. This is a category 4 yarn made by Herrschners. It has their famous, which I really like, Easy Start pull tabs. So this Afghan uses the colorways Emerald, Blaze, Black, White, and Eggplant. Very Halloweenish kind of what you would typically use for Halloween projects. So they're on cue for that. Let's see. So this Afghan uses the following stitches: chain, a slip stitch, a single crochet, and a triple treble. That triple treble is what makes it in intermediate Afghan, but I think this can be done by an adventurous beginner without a lot of problems, because it's mostly single crochets. And then the occasional triple treble, I'm sorry. So to begin this Afghan, you're going to start with colorway A, which is this eggplant, and you are going to chain a chain of 135 stitches with this eggplant. So I'm going to bring my camera down so you can see a bit better. And we're going to make the beginning of our chain. Here we go. And let's start our chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So you're going to continue chaining until you have 135 chains on your hook, and then we'll meet again. Okay, so now I have 135 chains on my hook, so we're going to start row 1. So for row 1, you're going to begin, I'm going to turn over so I can see the back loops, and I'm going to do a single crochet in the second chain from my hook. So here is my first chain. So then I'm going to go not in the first but in the second, and I'm going to do a single crochet. And then I'm going to single crochet in the next 3 chains. So we're going to go in the very next chain, and we're going to do, that's 1, and then we're going to go in this next chain, that's 2, and then we're going to go in the very next chain and do another single crochet. So that is the beginning of our row 1. Now we're going to do 3 single crochets all in the same next chain. So in this next chain right here, we're going to put 3 single crochets all together in that same chain. So that's 1, 2, 3. So now what we have effectively done is make an increase, what's called an increase. Okay, and then we're going to put a single crochet in the next 8 chains. When we do this, we're going to start our repeat for this row. So in each of the next 8 chains, you put 1 single crochet. So here's 1 in that very next chain. then the next chain we're going to put 1, so that's 2, and you keep going down until you did 8 chains. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's number 8. All right. So that's how you should be looking. And then in the next chain, we're going to again put 3 single crochets in that very next chain all together. So right here in the next one, you're going to do 3 single crochets all in that one chain. 1, that's number 2 in that same chain, and that's number 3 in that same chain. So that's going to be our repeat pattern. We're going to continue to do this all the way until we get to the last 4 chains. So let's repeat for you one more time. So in the next 8 chains, we're going to put 1 single crochet. So that's 1, and then in the next one, it's number 2, 3, 4, 4. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then in the next one we're going to do 3 single crochets all in that same chain. So that's 1 in the same chain, 2 in the same chain, 3. Okay, and you're going to repeat doing that all the way until you get to the last 4 chains. So next you're going to do a single crochet in the next 8 chains, and then you're going to do the 3 single crochets in the very next chain all together. You're going to repeat that till you get to the last 4. We'll meet again. Okay, so now I'm at the end of row 1, and I have 4 stitches left. So I've just done my 3 single crochets in 1 chain, and then I'm going to put in 1 stitch in the last 4 chains. These last 2 are kind of tight. And then I have 1. There we go. Those last 2 are tight. There we go. All right, so now we are finished row 1. So to begin row 2, we're going to chain 1 and turn. So to begin row 2, we're going to single crochet in that first stitch. So we're going to go right here in this first stitch and place a single crochet. Now we're going to skip the next stitch and single crochet in the next 3. So we're going to skip right here, and we're going to do a single crochet in the next 3. So that's 2, and this is number 3. So this is, if you take note, where we put the, in row 1, where we put the 3 single crochets all together in one chain. This is that middle stitch of that 3 single crochets together. So we're going to go into that middle stitch of those 3 together, and we're going to put another 3 single crochets all in that middle stitch. So that's 1 and that's 2. So there's our 3 single crochets. Now we're going to begin the repeat portion of this row. So next we're going to single crochet into the next 4 stitches. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we just single crocheted in the next 4. Then we're going to skip 2 stitches and then single crochet in the next 4. So we're going to skip 2, 1, 2, and we're going to go in here, 1, and then the next is 2, the next is 3, and then the next is 4. So then we put ourselves in the middle of the previous rows, 3 stitches together again, and we're going to put 3 single crochets into that stitch. So that's 1 in the same stitch, 2 in the same stitch, 3 in the same stitch. And here is how we are looking. Okay, so let's do that repeat one more time together. So from here, you're going to put 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're going to skip 2 stitches. So skip 1, skip 2, and we're going to do another single crochet in the next 4. So skip and skip, and we're going to go here, 1, and then the next is 2, and the next is 3, and then the next is 4. So now we find ourselves in that middle stitch of the chain 3 from the row before, and we're going to put another 3 single crochets into that 1 stitch. Okay, and you're going to continue that repeat. So again, you're going to repeat. So you're going to do 4 single crochets into the next 4 stitches, skip 2 stitches, and then 4 single crochets into the next 4 stitches. Then you'll find yourself in the middle stitch of the row below, and you're going to put 3 in, and then you'll continue until you get to the last 5 stitches of this row, and then we'll meet again. So I have reached the end of, towards the end, I'm sorry, of row 2, where I have 5 stitches left to go. So we're going to put, so right here where my hook is, I just put 3 single crochets in that 1 stitch, and then we're going to put a single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So here's stitch 1, and then in the next one that's 2, and then in the next one that's 3, and then we're going to skip a stitch and then put a single crochet in that last stitch. And now we have completed row 2. So we're looking like that. Okay, now again, to begin row 3, we're going to chain 1, and row 3 is simply a repeat of the row that we just did. So I'll do it one time with you just to start, and then you can go from there. So you're going to go into this first stitch. Let me move my yarn right here. Don't miss that. You're going to put a single crochet. Then you're going to skip the next stitch, and you're going to put a single crochet in the next 3. 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to be again in the middle of that 3 single crochets together from the previous row. So you're going to do 1, 2, 3, all in that same row, and then you're going to put a single crochet in the next 4. So that's 2, 3, 4. Now you're going to work your decrease by skipping 2 stitches, skip, skip, and then you're going to put a single crochet in the next 4, and you're going to repeat the row just like you did for row 2, and then we'll meet again to begin row 4. So now we are at the end of row 3, which was basically just a repeat of row 2. So we're going to chain 1. We're going to turn our work. Now we're going to begin by working in, for row 4, the back loops only for this row. So to begin, we're going to slip stitch in the first stitch. So to slip stitch, we're just going to working in the back loops. Oh, let me show you first in case you don't know. So what they mean by working in the back loops is these, what I have on my hook right here, are both loops together. You can see them. I'll break them apart a little bit. There's one loop and there's the second. Okay, the loop that is directly in front of you right here, this is the front loop. The loop that is towards the back of you is the back loop, which I have here on my hook. And that is the loop that we're going to be working on for this row. So we're not going to go into both loops as previously. We're just going to go into the back loop. So let's go into this first stitch right here, and we're going to slip stitch, which means we're just going to bring that forward like that. We're just bringing it forward. Okay? And then we're going to, so we're not going to go through like this. We're just, again, just bringing it forward. Let me demonstrate that again to you. We're just going to slip it. Just like it says, a slip stitch. We're just going to slip it through. So we're back at our chain 1. We've turned our work. We're going to go into our back loop, and we're going to slip this through. Okay? Then we're going to pull that through there. So we have just slip stitched. Now we're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now what we have effectively done when we chained 6 is we made our first triple treble. So this chain 6 counts as a triple treble. Okay? Now that we have made that triple treble, we're going to skip 2 stitches. So the next 2 stitches here and here, we're going to skip. And then in the next 2 stitches, we're going to put a triple treble. So to do a triple treble, it's not difficult. You're going to yarn over 4 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Remember, we're going to skip this one and go into this one. We're going to go into that back loop only, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, 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 yarn over, and pull through 2. It's that simple. Okay? Let's do that again. Yarn over our hook 4 times. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to go into the back loop of the next stitch. Right here. Pull through. Yarn over, pull through 2. yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And we've made our second triple treble. So as you can see, these triple trebles are basically a very elongated stitch. All right. So next we are going to do 3 triple trebles in the next stitch. So now you are effectively in the middle of your 3 stitches together from the previous row. So we are going to put 3 triple trebles into that stitch. So we're going to yarn over 4 times. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Go into that stitch in the back loop. Pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2 again. Now we're going to yarn over 4 times again, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to go into that very same stitch and do another triple treble. Pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. And then once more, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to go into that back loop of that same stitch and do another triple treble. There we go. And that's how we should be looking. Okay? All 3 of those triple trebles should be in that same stitch. Now we're going to do a triple treble in the next 3 stitches. So we're going to put 1 triple treble in each of the next 3. So we're going to yarn over 4 times again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go into that back loop of that very next stitch right here and do our triple treble. 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, and 2. And then we're going to yarn over again 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go into the next stitch back loop and do a triple treble. And then again, yarn over 4 times. Go into that very next stitch, back loop only, triple treble. And here we go. That's how we're looking. Okay. Now we're going to skip the next 4 stitches and we're going to do a triple treble into each of the next 3 stitches. So let me pull some yarn. So we're going to skip the next 4 because we're making another decrease. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to yarn over 4 times. Let me do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to go into this back loop right here, and we're going to do another triple treble. There we go. Same thing again. Yarn over 4, 4. Go into that next stitch's back loop. Another triple treble. Again, yarn over 4. Go into that very next stitch. Triple treble. And there we go. So that's how you should be looking. Now we're going to repeat that again. So we're going to go, so this is our repeat. We'll do it one more time so you can see. So we're going to put 3 triple trebles in that next middle stitch. So right here, you're going to go in this stitch and put 3 triple trebles. 4. And then one more into that same stitch. So here's our 3 triple trebles together. And then we're going to put a triple treble in each of the next 3 back loop stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to go in that stitch right next door in the back loop and triple treble. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Go into that next back loop and do your triple treble. One more time, 2, 3, 4. Go into that back loop and triple treble. Okay, so that's how you should be looking really nice. And then next you're going to skip the next 4 stitches, and then you're going to put a triple treble into the next 3. So let's skip our 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So right there we're going to go in. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's count it out again. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go in and triple treble. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the next back loop, another triple treble. 2, 3, 4. And then in the next back loop, another triple treble. There we go. Okay. So that is how our stitches are going to work up, and you're going to continue doing that until you get down towards the end of your work. When you get to the last 5 stitches, then we'll meet again of this row 4. All right, I've reached the end of row 4 with I have 5 stitches left in that row. So I'm going to, so right here, this is my 3 treble crochets together. And now I'm going to put a treble crochet in the next 2 back loops. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to go right here and put a treble. 3, 4, and 5. 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to put another one right here, right next to it. 2, 3, 4, and 5. I got to pull out some yarn. So now we're going to skip 2 stitches and put a treble in the last stitch. However, one thing is going to be different in that we're going to join the next color. So the next color would be B, which is our black. So I'm going to just set up for that. I'm going to pull my Easy Start tab and make my slip knot here. So remember, we're going to skip 2 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to skip here, and in this last stitch, I'm going to go into this back loop, and in this last stitch I'm going to put a treble, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to hold with 2 loops on my hook. Okay, so I hope you can see those 2 loops. Here's one and here's one, and I'm going to join my black. So I put my slip stitch here, and I'm going to take my black and I'm going to pull through. So now my black is joined. Okay. So this is how we are looking. Really nice. Now for the row 5, which is the end of our repeat for this pattern, because rows 2 through 5 are our repeats, we're going to, with this black, we're going to do a chain 1. But what I'm going to have you do before you do that is you're going to tie off this color. So we're going to take, so I have my chain on my hook. This is my new yarn that I'm going to start to work with for the next row. So here's my purple. So I like to put a little end knot in it, just so I can feel safe and secure, that it doesn't come loose. Okay, and to make life easier, this pattern does not have a border, so you want your edges to be neat. And also, so you won't have so much of weaving in at the end, what I would tell you to do is weave in as you go. So we're going to overlap these two. This is our end with our end piece, and this is our purple that we're getting ready to stop working with. And we're going to sit those on top of our new black that we're going to work with. So we're just going to bring them forward, and we're going to take our thing and we're going to chain 1. And there's our chain 1. So our loops are sitting inside, if you can see, of that chain 1. And then we're going to turn our work. Let me get myself situated. So this is my working yarn right here. So we're going to take these two and we're going to sit them on top so that we can weave them in easily. So to begin row 5, we're going to single crochet in the first 4 stitches, and we're going to weave in the yarn that we're going to not need. So we're going to go in and we're going to, let me do that again, I'm sorry, so we're going to sit our yarn effectively on top, okay, to weave it in. So we're going to go in, our yarn is laying on top, and we're going to do our first single crochet. All right, and now we're going to do a single crochet in the next 3 with our yarn sitting on top. So that's 2, that's 3, and that is 4. So that's our first 4 with our yarn that we're going to cut off weaved in, so that it'll give us a nice neat edge. You see that nice neat edge, and it give us less worry about having to tie off so much stuff. All right, so we did our single crochet in the first 4. Now we're going to do 3 single crochets in the next stitch. So you can sit this behind, that's the yarn that you had sitting on top. and we're going to do our 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. And this is going to be cut off, but what I always do, I wait until I finish off that row to make sure that everything went okay before I cut it off. Because goodness forbid we messed up somewhere and we had to frog it. We don't want to have wasted our yarn, so I don't cut it off. I personally, I mean, it's up to you, but I don't cut it off until the end. Okay? Now we got our 3 single crochets right here in that 1 chain together. Now we're going to do a single crochet in the next 8 stitches. So here's our next one, and remember we're going through both loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What I would caution you to do is make sure that you're keeping your tension when you're doing these single crochets the same. Sometimes when you're doing singles, you have a tendency to go really tight, which you don't want to do. You don't want to go loosey-goosey, but you want to keep your tension the same throughout. And then you're just going to continue with that. So that's your repeat. You're going to, now you're back in your middle, and you're going to do 3 single crochets. At your increase, that's 1, 2, 3. So those 3 single crochets all in the same stitch. And then you're going to do a single crochet in the next 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And that's how you should be looking. Okay, really nice. So finish off this row, and then we'll meet at the end. Towards the end of row 5, which is the last repeat row. So I just did the 3 single crochets. I know it's a little bit difficult to see in 1 stitch at the top increase. So now I'm going to put a single crochet in each of the last 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to put the last one and this last triple treble. It's a little tight. There we go. I think I got it. Yeah, I got it. And that's 4. And then I chain 1, and then I do my repeat of row 2 through 5. Please note, just remember when you are doing row 4, that's when you're doing your triple trebles, that you're going to work in the back loops only. With the rest of the rows, you're going to work both loops. So you do row 2 through 5 with each color. So right now we're on color B. We started with color A, so we do 2 through 5 of B, 2 through 5 of C, and then D, and then E, and then back to A, and you repeat. So you're going to continue to work in that pattern and a color sequence for a total of 4 reps. So you're going to do B, C, D, E, A, and repeat that. So basically you'll have that color sequence all together on this blanket 5 times. And then your last rep will be row 4. On the last repeat of row 4, you don't fasten off. You continue with color A to repeat row 5, and then repeat rows 2 through 3 and fasten off at the end of row 3, and then you weave in all your ends. Okay, so I hope this helped. We'll meet again once I complete this blanket. Any questions, you can put me in the comments, and I'll try to help you as much as I can. Again, this blanket is Herrschners worsted 8 happy haunting blanket. Really nice blanket. This is a really old stitch, and I was kind of surprised but really delighted to see that they did it in these Halloween colors. I thought that was a really cool move, because it does kind of give you that kind of goblin, like Halloween goblin pumpkin, cutout pumpkin kind of feel once it's done. So thanks for joining me. I hope you have a happy time crocheting. See you again soon. Bye.